The rematch between Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway is finally here. Both men are completely different to who they were in the past, as they have evolved massively as time went on and have went out to do great things. Both went on great title runs and were former champions, however now they're competing for the BMF belt. And it gets you thinking, who will be able to pull off the win? Well, let's start off with Max Holloway. When you look at Max Holloway, you can clearly see striking is his bread and butter, as he's very versatile and has a lot of tools in his arsenal. He's not just a great boxer, he has great kicks, great knees, great spinning attacks. He has many ways where he can switch it up to attack someone. Holloway has also got great distance management skills and the ability to know when to close in range and attack someone. He is excellent when it comes to blitzing people, as when it's combined with his speed, he's very difficult to deal with because of how fast he is. It catches a lot of people off guard. He is able to fight in both stances, in orthodox and in southpaw, and his use of footwork allows him to evade and get into the right angles. Holloway is also known for his great durability, as he's known for that great chin that he has and his ability to overwhelm people with the amount of volume he can put on people. Also, the move to 155 has allowed Max Holloway to fill out his frame, and it's allowed him to have more pop in his shots, as previously in the featherweight division he was known for having pillow hands, but now you can see that he's not going to KO people like Ilia Topuria, but as Ilia can turn your lights off at any moment, whereas Max Holloway now can do his usual style of attacking you with a huge amount of volume, but now with the added amount of power in his hands can potentially stop you later on in the fight. Now moving on to Charles Oliveira, you can clearly see that he does some certain things which allows him to do really well as a fighter. The main things that you really notice for Charles is that he has decent power in his hands. He has the capability of dropping people, as you've seen it through a couple of instances in his career. Charles also has great technique, as he fights in kind of a Muay Thai style when it comes to striking, and his technique is great. He has good kicks, knees, does well in clinches, and has decent form when it comes to his punches. You can also notice from Charles that he is an absolute specialist when it comes to grappling. A lot of his wins come from him submitting people, which gives him a mental edge against most of his opponents, as there's been many instances because of Charles's weak chin, he gets dropped in many fights, and people don't really want to go onto the ground with him because, the threat is there of them getting potentially submitted, which gives him a mental edge against his opponents, as they can drop him as many times as they want, but they can't really go for the finish on the ground because of Charles's great jiu-jitsu. Now that being said, you can clearly notice that both fighters have great things about them, but how does this fight pan out? Well, I'm going to say that it's a 50-50 chance for each fighter, and here are my reasonings. For Max Holloway, if the fight stays standing, he clearly outclasses Charles Oliveira in all aspects. He's faster than him. Yes, Charles hits harder, but guess what? Max has made that change to 155, and he has more power in his hands than he did at featherweight, which will help combined with his speed, his volume, his durability. It all helps him. He also has that great footwork where he can avoid and evade him. When Charles tries to hit him, he can hit him with that body roundhouse, spinning back kicks. The variety in his arsenal really does him wonders in this fight when it comes to standing. And for Charles Oliveira, you could argue he can win this fight because when it comes to Max Holloway, he's never really faced an elite specialist when it comes to grappling, which is the exact area that Charles Oliveira excels in. You also have to consider the mindset of Oliveira in this fight, as he's had a tendency in the past where he has the perfect game plan that he can follow to win the fight, but he just abandons it and goes to just stand and bang with someone. And considering that this is a title shot at the BMF belt, if he goes in thinking, hey, I need to put on an entertaining performance for the fans, I need to go in there and show that I'm the baddest person, and try to strike with Max Holloway, that can really negate his chances in winning the actual fight. However, if he follows the smart and logical path to victory, I see him potentially submitting Max Holloway. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Who do you think will win the fight and who you're rooting for? If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.